Good evening, students. Now we are going to discuss the bonding in coordination compounds. The first discussion of the bonding in coordination compounds was given by Werner. You are very well aware of the Werner's theory of coordination compounds.
Yes, sir.
The Werner was the first to propose that there are two types of valencies
Valencies.
bonds. Student coordination covalent bonds are formed between the metal and the ligands, and there are counter ion students which are outside the coordination sphere. The problem is Werner's theory has a lot of limitations as it could not predict student the direction of the ligands which are attached to the metal ions. It does not give any shapes or geometry to the coordination compounds. Second, it gives no prediction on the magnetic properties of the coordination compounds or colors of the coordination compounds. Therefore, student, why coordination compounds have characteristic magnetic properties, why they have optical properties, why they are colored students, and we know we are talking of different types of geometries of these shapes of the coordination compound students, tetrahedral, scale planar, octahedral. Now, in order to explain students the bonds in coordination compound have directional properties and also some are paramagnetic, some are diamagnetic. Experimental results are available. How do we explain the paramagnetic character and diamagnetic character of different coordination compounds? New two theories have been proposed, student. One is the valence bond theory, other is the crystal field theory. Though these are not the final things because each theory will have its own merits and demerits. That's a part of the theory whichever we study in science. Because if one theory is given, it can explain many things and many things cannot be explained. We go for another theory, students, and whatever possible things are there with us, scientists will try to explain them. The today's topic is on valence bond theory. Valence bond theory, student. Now, the what we say according to valence bond theory that the central metal atom is acting as a Lewis acid student. There are
Okay.
ligands which are going to form bond student with the central metal. And according to this theory, the ligands provide electron pairs to the central metal atom. They are going to donate lone pair of electrons to the central atom. But where the electron pairs will go, students, as we say, there should be vacant orbitals to accept the pairs of the electrons. Unless these orbitals are there, how can we accept the lone pair? What we are trying to say, students, what the valence bond theory was given by Linus Pauling. What they were proposing that you have ligands, they are what student electron donors. So each ligand L is giving a lone pair of electron to the central
Central metal atom.
metal atom or ion. ठीक है? Now the central metal atom or the ion should have vacant orbitals to accept these lone pair of electrons. And what happens, what is proposed, students, that the empty orbitals, what happens, what they are saying, that when the ligands will approach the central metal atom, or ion, the vacant orbitals, the orbitals should be there, vacant or empty orbitals should be there. The orbitals, which orbitals are there, student? Which orbitals are involved in central metal atom in these cases? Because you have seen these are transition elements. These are transition elements. What orbitals they have, students?
D orbitals.
They have n minus
N
1
minus 1 d orbitals.
and ns
Ns and Np.
np. No, not only that, student. This n minus 1 d means what? It is a penultimate. It is a penultimate
Yes,
inner.
sir. Inner orbital.
Penultimate means inner
Inner
orbital,
orbital.
student.
Yes, sir.
Inner orbital. Now, are these the only orbital, students? There is something more than that. What is that, student? There are NS, NSP, and also, students, you have ND orbitals. This is inner D and this is outer D orbital. Outer D orbital is also present, students. So what can happen? You have inner D as well as the outer D orbitals are present. And these orbitals, these we are saying that these orbitals, the metal atom or ion under the influence of these ligands get, these orbitals get hybridized, students. What happens? These n minus 1 d, ns or np, students, or nd, these are these empty hybrid, these orbitals under the influence of ligands can mix up to form hybrid orbital, students. Hybridization you have already studied in chemical bonding.
Yes, sir.
They will get hybridized. When ligands come, they get hybridized. And
Okay.
these hybrid orbital, students, which are formed by the central metal atom by using SPD. What orbitals are being used? SPD.
SPD.
They are getting hybridized. And then they will provide hybridized, empty hybridized orbital, students. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Ligands, and the ligands will ligands donate their lone pair of electrons, student, lone pair of electrons to these empty hybridized orbitals. Empty hybridized orbitals.
Okay.
I think so far so good, students. Let me put, okay. Now, what we said to you, you understand so well. You are interacting, students, with me all the time. It is a direct interaction. World is listening to you, and world is all the people listen, and they know students are talking with me, interacting with me. Why? Because we want to learn, students, chemistry, and then we will do some memory and practice part. The basic
Okay.
things we should learn that we already know when we discussed hybridization, that the empty orbitals can get hybridized, students, or even those which are not empty, they can also get hybridized whenever chemical compounds are being formed. Why such a hybridization takes place? Why anything is hybridized? Tell me why anything will get hybridized? What is the reason? What is the reason in science, student? Anything is doing what it should be, not why anything is getting hybridized. What answer you will give? Tell me, students, you are thinking and thinking all the time with me. Your mind is never at rest. My
Okay.
mind is also never at rest. See, hybridized orbitals are more stable, students.
Okay.
So when they
Okay.
are more stable, there will be more stability formed when the molecule will be formed. That is why they will do it. If it is not, it is less stable, why will it do it? Tell me. A person he needs more money. If he gets more money, he will go for it. If he doesn't get, why will he go for it? Tell me. So the molecules want to be stable, students. This is a law of science.
Yes,
So
sir.
when the hybridization takes place, the more stability is achieved, and someone has to be there to do such a process, and nothing will happen by itself. You know about it. So you need money, then someone should be there to give you. I mean, then ligands come, then orbitals mix up. So they do this job, and then they hybridized, and then hybridized means now they should create empty orbitals in which the ligands can give one pair of electrons. If empty orbitals are not there, then what will happen? Then bond cannot be formed. So valence bond theory is saying by Linus Pauling was a great scientist. He has been working on all this. That there will be suitable number of atomic orbital of the central metal SPD hybridized to provide empty hybrid orbitals. These empty hybrid accept lone pair of electrons from the ligands. When inner n-1d orbitals are used in the hybridization, there are two possibilities. I will, because once we do example, it will be more clear, students. What we are saying, if inner d orbitals will be used in the formation of the hybrid orbitals, that complex is called inner orbital complex.
Okay.
In this main question will be on, student, two things. What I'm talking, students, you are so intelligent, students, intelligent, and you want to learn the things. You have curiosity, you have inspiration, and you know I'm talking of inner orbital. Inner means the inner means n-1d orbital will be used. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if outer will be used, that I will call outer orbital complex. And the ligands will be coming with a lone pair of electrons. There are already electrons which are present in the central atom. Yes or no? Now
Yes, sir.
these electrons can be paired up. These electrons can be paired up, students, by the
Yes,
coming
sir.
ligands, by the coming ligands, if required. But everything needs energy, students. Nothing, as I said, happens by itself. If the ligands are strong ligand, students, they had power, energy, so they will make these electrons to get paired up. We will see with the example more. All the time, these are theoretical things. Once we do the question, it will be more clear. Therefore, students, there will be two type of ligands also. One we call as strong ligand fields. But I'm talking, student, strong ligand
Fields.
field. Be with me, students. Keep on talking and keep on interacting. What I said, student, strong
Ligand fields.
ligand has strong field. That means what it can do. It can pair off these electrons. It has power. And there are ligands, students, which are weak. They have weak ligand field. Important point, student, because they will decide whether the complex is going to be paramagnetic or diamagnetic. These things we determine experimentally, not theoretically. Because if I
Okay.
give you a compound, how do I know? I have to, by experimental information should be there, student. Then I predict the shape of the coordination compound using a valence bond theory. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So weak ligand is a weak ligand means what? It doesn't have the strength, power. to pair up the electrons. It cannot provide
Okay.
that much energy, student. So it is weak. For example, a list has been given. A list has been given. What list I have given you? See that Cn minus CO, En, ammonia, water, NO minus pyridine. They are strong ligands. How do I know? After experimental information is available, students, we classified them strong or weak. Okay? Then
Yes, sir.
there are reasons for everything. Then we search. First, facts. Then we find the reason for the fact. That is what you are doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We apply our knowledge, then what, how can we explain why this ligand should be stronger, this should be weaker. So there should be some reason for that. The weak ligands like I minus Br, these halogen, nitrate, OH, oxalato, ammonia, these are weak ligands. So some information is available to us, which is available to all of us. Okay. There.
Sir, here we have ammonia and water both as strong and weak field ligands.
Okay, I will check it out. The book which has given this information, I will check it out. Sometimes there are mistakes. So good that you pointed out this to me. Once we solve the question, we will know, and we are in crystal field theory also. We will discuss this point because very good, very good. That means the source from where I have taken, he has listed both of these. So we will sort out this as we will discuss questions and answer students in the complexes because in the crystal field also what will we get student actually it should be in the strong list I think but I will check it out. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Water is also present here,
Yes, sir. Ammonia and water both.
ammonia and water. So we can see basically they should not be here, but we will see them in the questions. As I can see that a lot of errors could be there once we take data from certain books. These data we take from books or some other sources. Okay, now good for me that you are taking full attention, students, and we cannot have both of them in both weak and strong. But our definition is clear. Strong are those
Yes,
which
sir.
will be having strength to pair up the electrons, and weak are those which does not have the strength to pair up the electrons.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That thank you very much, students, for pointing out this. It is an important point. It is an important point. Now that gives me confidence in my students that yes, they are not blind and they are thinking and they are participating and pointing out certain errors which could be there. Okay, students, continue with me. Keep running with me. Keep on talking with me. Energy level is high. Then I will teach you sometimes breathing exercises which will help us. Breathing exercises in my lecture also. So my purpose is your health and stability is very important. I do that a lot. I will tell you, students, the secrets which I learned after so many years, I will pass on to you. Every information I will pass on to all my students. And that's what I say. Our lectures are very important. They must go to more and more students. Our purpose is to help as many students as possible. They are our children. We should help them. Helping always gives us positive results. It never destroys anybody. Let me tell you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You help someone, it will never be a waste. I mean, it will be a good thing. And that's why I said keep on sharing our videos and lectures at least with few of your friend students and let them also see because more objective type questions are coming and these questions are based on the intelligence, I mean knowledge student of understanding the chemistry. There's not mugging much involved now. You will see that in the paper, coming paper also. Now, students, when I talk of hybridization of the orbitals in chemical bonding chapter, in chemical bonding students, we have given you some idea that when the hybridization takes place here, we are talking of the ligands and metal ion is there and ligands are involved in when ligands approach the metal ions, you are saying the s and p orbitals get mixed up and form hybrid orbitals. When they will form hybrid orbitals, then they are directional, student. That is the reason. Werner has no idea what direction is there. Directional means we will be able to predict, student, the shape of these or geometry of these compounds which are being formed, the coordination compounds. And you already know, here we have given you a table, students, on the basis of coordination number, that what type of hybridization is possible, and with that hybridization, how the distribution of hybrid orbital in space takes place. For example, student, you are aware, the coordination number, student, is 4. Then the type of hybridization which is possible, student, 4 hybrid orbitals should be there. Tell me how we can generate 4 hybrid orbitals, students. You are having s orbitals, you are saying p orbitals, students. ठीक है? You have
Yes, sir.
s p orbitals, s p, ठीक है, and you are having d orbital, student. What orbitals I'm talking of? S, p and d,
P,
students.
D.
So the you know that for the coordination number 4 means 4 ligands will donate 4 pairs of electrons. Each ligand is having one lone pair of electrons, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So one ligand, one lone. There are 4 ligands which are coming. So they will need 4 empty hybrid orbitals. And 4
Yes, sir.
empty orbitals can be which one? Either we are saying they are sp3, one s and 3p, sp3, student, or what they can happen, because here I have said ki this orbital is also their student. One, uh, you have one, two, you have two, one, two, three, one, two, three, four, five. So you also have inner d orbital, student, n minus 1d. So what is happening, students, that we are having d, s, p, basically 3 d, s and p orbitals. When one s and 3 p will mix up, then what is the shape, student? From hybridization we already know sp3 hybridization produces this
Tetrahedral.
tetrahedral. And to help us again, that will help us. And then for coordination number 1, more possibility is there, student, that is called dsp2. dsp2, this the shape of this is a scale planar. So the shape has changed, student. Now that with change in hybridization, what you have seen, the distribution of hybrid orbital space has changed, students.
Yes, sir.
Scale planar. Now the coordination number 5 is coming less in the coordination compound, but we know for the coordination number 5, student, what happens? What hybridization is there? sp3d,
Yes, sir.
1 and 3, 4, and sp3d hybridization, which the shape
SP3.
is trigonal
Bipyramidal.
bipyramidal. Trigonal bipyramidal. And for 6, student, now 6 is octahedral. There are two possibilities, sp3 d2 and d2 sp3. So this is outer d and this is the inner d complex. Outer d and inner d. The shape is already known to you, octahedral. Octahedral. ठीक है? So
Yes, sir.
these are the main coordination numbers which we are going to experience in the coordination compounds. Mostly will be 4 or 6 for our case. You will see that most of the compounds are coming in 4 and 6, and the hybridization could be sp3 dsp2 or sp3 d2 or d2 sp3. The shapes are very well known to us for all these students, that if you have m, this is your tetrahedral shape, right, students? And scale planar,
Yes, sir.
we are aware of, student, these shapes. And when I talk of tetrahedral, students, octahedral, you already know what I'm talking of. The and you are having some shapes like this, students. So students, these are the geometries which are important. Mainly, we will be dealing with all this. So this table is already there with us, students. Now, the interesting thing is, let us see how do we use it, student. For example, student, I am taking nickel is very favorite question in the paper. Nickel is a very favorite question in the paper because nickel forms coordination compounds with the different ligands, student. And what will happen with the different ligands if it is forming compounds? Then can we predict the shape geometry and well, using valence bond theory, can we predict the shapes of this and what type of hybridization will take place? We should have some data, student, experimental data to explain these facts. Experimental data should be there. So if we
Okay.
find that for example, NiCl4, students, 2 minus, it is found to be paramagnetic. How do I know paramagnetic? I said experimentally we have found it is paramagnetic, student.
Okay.
Now this is paramagnetic. It has been found it is paramagnetic. Now how to explain the bonding in or hybridization, student, in this using valence bond theory? Now it I'm putting in a question form, okay, students. Okay, how will I solve any question here, student? Tell me nickel. First I should know the atomic number of nickel, students, and electronic configuration of nickel before I proceed further. Tell me what is the atomic number of nickel, students. Now I said the first series is important, that should be learnt by all the students. Now other
Yes, sir.
questions will be only able to solve if we know that. ठीक है?
Atomic number is 28.
Okay, 28. Let us apply our mind, students. Atomic number is 28, students. Okay, what is the electronic configuration of nickel, students?
It will be argon 3d8 4s2.
Okay, okay. All right. Where is my pen? Okay, students. Nickel atomic number. If I have to know myself, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper. This I remember now. 21 to how much? 30.
30.
So where is scandium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel? 28. ठीक है, correct answer given by you. Then you are saying argon is 18, students. Then what you get here, if after argon, student, what you are getting, 3D and 4S,
Yes, sir.
4S2.
2 3d8.
See how I remember this. This is S2 and D8. Got it?
Yes, sir.
We can check it out, but mean there are 28 to this will be going to the S and this will be going to the D, students. Check it out. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a small way to an exam to help us. I'm not hurrying up. I'm not hurrying up. I will take time, student, because I have to be careful. After I'm so confident, then I will do anything in the paper. Okay. Now, in what is the oxidation state of nickel in these students? Nickel 2 plus.
Nickel 2 plus. It will be
Give
plus
me
2.
a D count only. D count only. I don't need this now. Nickel 2 plus will be, student, 2 electrons less. Then where the electrons leave from 4s first? The D count is 3d8. Right
Yes,
or
sir.
wrong?
Yes, sir.
If there is anything wrong, you will tell me. Just as you pointed out in the last case, that water and ammonia are both weak as well as strong. Something is wrong. Okay. Now, students, 3d8 nickel 2 plus. Okay. What question you are doing, student? NiCl4
2
2
minus.
minus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us see. First, you have 3D students. How many? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3D. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
4S, 4P3 and 4D.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students. Let us put 8 electrons, students. 8 electrons. How they come? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Now in this you can see there are how many unpaired electrons, students?
2.
There are two unpaired electrons. And experimentally, what it is? Paramagnetic?
Yes, sir.
Paramagnetic. Now, experimentally, you are saying it is paramagnetic. So, what happens then? There are two unpaired electrons in this. Two unpaired electrons. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
And then how many ligands are coming? How many? Four. Cl ligands will donate four lone pair of electrons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 4.
Having Cl minus, this is our minus. So this lone pair of electrons, now this is not available, this is not available. Is it not available? Then 4 will go where, student? 4 will be filled where? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what hybridization is there then? sp
SP3. SP3.
hybridization.
Okay.
And student, this is a sp3 hybridization, and I have not used the any outer. So in this case, I can say that NiCl4 2 minus sp3 tetrahedral, two unpaired electron, students.
Yes, sir.
And these are inner orbital complex. They are always high spin. They are also called high spin complex. High spin complex. ठीक है?
Okay. Okay.
High spin complex, students. High spin complex. Any doubt up to now?
No, sir.
Okay. Then good. We are coming to another important question. You have already noted, students.
Yes, sir.
All right. One question will come in the paper from VBT students. Everywhere, in every exam. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Question number 2, students. NiCN4, NiCN4 students. Then if I have to draw for the students, NiCN42 minus, ठीक है, use VBT to predict hybridization. This compound is diamagnetic, students. This information I'm giving you. You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute, student. 1 minute. See, even this is minus. You have 1 minute, students. The first one you have done it. I can remove it.
Yes, sir.
Nickel is very important case, student. I'm telling you for paper. Always, mostly questions is given on nickel. All right. But your time is over, students.
Yes, sir. Done.
NiCN4 2
2
minus.
minus.
What is the oxidation state of nickel, students?
Sir, plus 2.
Nickel is in +2 oxidation state, students. 2 plus. Okay. What is the D count, student?
8. 3D8.
3D8, student. Okay, D count is 3D8, student. 3D8. So first what I do, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 3D, 4S, 4P,
4D.
and 4D. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 5. Now I have to first write the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are two unpaired electrons here, students.
Yes, sir.
It is a diamagnetic. So what will happen? Then I will have to pair of these electrons, student. There are two unpaired students. The ligand Cn minus, the list was given, student. Where is Cn? Strong ligand. Cl minus was a weak ligand. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Cn minus, I am saying Cn
Cn minus
minus is a strong
is a strong field ligand.
ligand. So it has the power and can give energy to pair up. Pair up the electron, student. Where are the electrons to be paired up? This one. What happens then? If it is paired up, 1, 2, 3. These are paired up, student. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my 3D. 4S, 4P, and that is not involved right now because there are only how many ligands? 4.
Yes, sir.
Now this is vacant. This is vacant. D, S, and how many you need? P. How
P,
many you need?
1, 2,
4 you
2 only. 2.
DsP2. So students, what will happen then? 4 orbitals are coming. 1, 2, What are these? DSP2 hybrid. ठीक है?
Okay. Okay, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 cyanide ions are giving what? 4,
4 electron pairs.
4 electron pairs. Therefore, this will be diamagnetic, and the hybridization is, what is your answer? DsP2,
DsP2.
the sp2 hybrid orbital, student. So in this case, the pairing of electron has taken place, students. Cn minus is a strong ligand. It becomes a diamagnetic, students. Diamagnetic, and the hybridization is dsp2. What will be the shape of the students?
DsP2 is square planar.
Square plane. N. Experimentally, they know the shape of these students. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So, students, question solved. Okay. Can I go to the next question, students?
Yes, sir.
What we do in every lecture? Tell me. We are saying first we understand, then we try to do more and more questions. Why do I do questions, students? Because that is what is required for the exam, and you will have practice for the paper, student, and this helps us a lot. And lot of things are understood only by solving the questions, because these are just statements, student, rules what we give you, theories which have been proposed, student, and then when we do questions, then we learn it. I can't cram and remember all the theories, not possible. Neither you students can do it, students. Okay, then we have another question, student. I am still working on nickel, student. Nickel, I said, is important. It is forming large number of complexes, students. Okay, students will solve lot of questions with me. Students are solving lots and lots of question with me, students. Question number 3, students. Question number 3. NiCO4, students, use valence bond theory predict the hybridization, student. Hybridization in the case of tetracarbonyl nickel. Important questions have been asked on nickel. The compound is found to be diamagnetic. So nickel with 4 coordination number is forming different type of compounds. I mean different type of hybridizations
Yes, sir.
and different magnetic behavior. That is why the valence bond theory is successful in these cases with whatever we are giving. Experimentally, when we find one is some in diamagnetic, some complex is paramagnetic, coordination number is 4, student, coordination number is 4. So how do we explain this? Okay, you have 1 minute for answering the question, students.
Yes, sir. Done.
This is ni- nickel. Nickel. What is the electronic configuration of nickel? Is 3D
8 4s2.
AD84S2, and this is zero. There is no plus.
0. Yes, sir.
Okay, then what happens, students? D one, two, three. D. How many you have? One,
One.
two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. You have 4S, and you have P, and you have 4D. That is the state of the nickel zero.
Yes, sir.
Zero.
Yes, sir.
How many are coming? CO. This CO is a what type of ligand?
Neutral ligand.
Neutral. I am talking about strong or
Okay.
weak here.
CO will be a strong field ligand.
Strong field ligand. This will become more clear when I will give you in crystal field theory spectrochemical series. The information is diamagnetic, students.
Yes, sir.
Now here there are two unpaired electrons. So what
Yes.
will the CO do? It will pair up these.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Okay.
What answer did you give me for this complex?
It will be sp3.
We have to show how it becomes, student.
Yes, sir.
What happened then? This, all paired. D is paired.
Yes, sir.
It becomes a 3D10, 4S and 4P. Vacant.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't need to show, this is not required yet. So what happens? They will hybridize. Hybridize as soon as the ligands are coming. How many
Yes,
hybrid
sir.
orbitals?
sp3 will be formed.
sp3 hybrid orbitals have become available. Vacant.
Yes, sir.
sp
An electron
one
will
2
go
3
there.
4 sp3. Now the Cn each the CO carbon has one pair of electron each. Four are coming. How many? CO. Each will give one lone pair of electron, one lone pair of electron. There is a lone pair of electron, student, lone pair of electron, student, lone pair of electron, lone pair of electron. I am trying to make things as clear to you as possible. So no doubt is there. Therefore, students, this complex is
Yes, sir.
sp3 hybridized. What is the shape of that, student? Tetrahedral.
Tetrahedral.
So nickel within four ligands is taking different type of shapes, students. Square planar, tetrahedral, as you can see, and the magnetic properties are changing. Experimentally, when we find, and that is why the VBT theory is becoming okay for these type of compounds, because it can predict, student, the magnetic properties of these coordination compounds. These coordination compounds are being predicted, students.
Yes, sir.
So you see that in nickel, student, how many questions I solved? Tetracarbonyl,
3.
nickel, chloro and cyanido complexes of nickel has been solved, students.
Yes, sir.
I hope everything is clear to you, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, students, We are having another question before you, student. Question answer. Question answer. In the diamagnetic, you have CONH3 plus student. Use VBT and predict the hybridization. You have 1 minute to answer the question, students.
Okay, sir.
Cobalt, what is the atomic number of cobalt, students?
27.
27.
Yes, sir.
Then what is the configuration? 2, 4s2 and 3d7.
3d7 argon, 4s2, 3d7.
Cobalt 3 plus means what, student? Give me the
3d6.
D count only. D count. D mean only D count. How many? 3D?
3d6.
Huh? 3 plus 3D6.
3d6.
3D6. Now this 3D6 is there. 3D6 is there, students. Okay?
Yes, sir.
What is happening here? 3D, 4S, 4P, 4D, 2, 3, 4, 4D, 4D students, 4D. Now, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
How many are there in quad? 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now there are 6 ligands which are coming, and this is my NH3 ligand NH3. It will have 4 unpaired electron, but it is diamagnetic. Means what?
It will pair up the electrons.
So that means ammonia is a strong ligand which is pairing up.
Yes, sir.
In the list we have given in the strong. So it is going to pair up, students. Then what will happen if it pairs up? What do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This is paired up.
Yes, sir.
3D.
And 2 will be empty.
4S,
Then 4s and 4p.
4P. Okay. So how many you are getting then, empty, student? Hybrid orbitals. 2 from D.
2 from D, 1 from S, and 3 from P. So it
D2sp3.
will be 6.
D2sp3.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Hybrid.
5, 6.
Hybrid orbitals. D2sp3. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 ammonia, 6 lone pair of electrons are coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. ठीक है? So
Yes,
this
sir.
will be
So
D2sp3
what that is
and diamagnetic.
D2 sp3.
Answer.
D2 sp3. Yes, sir.
Organization. Octahedral. Diamagnetic. I am talking, this is inner orbital complex. Low spin complex, student. There is no unpaired electron. These are low spin or spin paired complex.
Yes, sir.
Next question on the screen, student. Paramagnetic octahedral complex COF6. This is paramagnetic. Then use VBT to predict hybridization. Hybridization, student.
COF6 3 minus. COF6 3 minus. Okay.
What is the oxidation number of cobalt here? 3 plus.
228
What is the D count?
2 minus 3 plus.
What is the D count? D count is
3d6.
3D6, student. So 3D6, is this the same thing here? How do I represent, student? 3D6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3D6. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have 4S, 4P, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5D, 4S, 4P, 4S, 4P, and 4D, students. Okay? The ligand is F. How many? 6 are coming. So there are 6 lone pairs of electrons available.
6 lone pairs of electrons.
Now the question is, student, this is a weak ligand. Weak ligand. These are not available. D is not available. 3D is not available. Then what we have to do?
Okay.
Then you have 4S, 4P, and 4D. How many you want? 1 and 3, 4, and 2 of this will be used. So what is happening then? Hybrid orbitals coming from where? You are getting, how many you need, students? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are these? sp3d2, students. sp3d2. I am not writing d2 sp3 now.
Yes, sir.
sp3d2.
D2.
Now you have 6. How many F are coming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Each has
Yes.
lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, lone pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the hybridization?
sp3d2.
Now this outer D has been involved. Outer, what is this? Outer orbital
Outer orbital complex.
complex. And outer orbital complex is high spin complex. This is also called high spin complex, student, because the spin is high. Paramagnetic, how many unpaired electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4 unpaired electrons. So it will be high spin. ठीक है? Outer orbital complex high spin
Okay.
or spin free complex.
Okay.
Spin free complex, student. Therefore, students, always outer orbital complex will have high spin and inner orbital complex are having low spin. You have seen that. So they get spin paired up. So it will depend on the nature of the ligand. Ligand is strong or weak. So we can get different high spin or low spin, and we can predict the geometry, the hybridizations, by using valence bond theory, student. So I hope
Yes.
this is very clear to you, students. And this ends up my lecture on valence bond theory. You have been able to solve many questions with me. They have all been asked in the paper. Those questions were taken from previous papers. So, okay, students, then we will meet you in our next class.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right.